And one night, I was downtown, I was in a restaurant, and I was eating. This old Jewish white guy came to me. He said, let me buy you a drink. So I said, all right. So we started, we had a glass of wine. So he started talking. And he started talking about all the guys who played. And he kept talking about this guy named Jimmy Parham. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? He said, Jimmy, he kept calling him Jimmy. And I'm like, who is Jimmy Parham? Who is this Jimmy Parham dude, right? I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm like the guy, I'm telling you, like 5 glasses of wine later, he's still talking about Jimmy Parham. So I call my man. Who's Jimmy Parham? You don't know who Jimmy Parham is? You sit right there every day at the league. I was like, T? He was like, yeah, that's him. And I mean, this guy went on and on. Said he was the greatest guard, left hand, right hand, hook, jump shot it. I was like, oh, and I'm sitting there and I'm telling you, and I'm like, what's this guy talking about? But I never knew his name was Jimmy Parham. I could only know him as T.
My name is T. Parham. I'm known in the streets as T. My real name is James. I was told that there were so many people named James back there in those days that they gave me that name and it stuck with me since I was a teenager. I'm 82 years old now. And, I run into people all the time. They don't know my first name. I've done, when I was young, all you young guys out there, listen, I did some of everything except armed robbery and murder. I don't like to put that kind of stuff on for the public. I mean, you understand? All that other stuff, I was all that. I grew up in North Philadelphia, a neighborhood called the Village, which is part of Strawberry Mansion. But that's where I really grew up and learned how to participate in sports and deal with the other youth in the schoolyards and whatnot that we played in and learned how to play sports in. I played baseball first. A lot of people don't know it or don't care about it. I played shortstop. After, I think, the war came, and we didn't have people to start baseball teams. You need 18 players to play baseball. And basketball started to become good in basketball, the neighborhood. So all you need with basketball, all you need is a ball and yourself. And then when I was a young guy playing Fitzsimons Junior High School in the playground, first they had me standing around watching, because I was a young kid, couldn't play. And there was a group of guys that played there, and most of them were of the other hue, Caucasians, and they played, they knew the game, and finally, if they needed a man, they would put me in. I was young and I learned the game. Northeast High School, my first year was, I think I was in the 10th grade in 1953. And Northeast was a great basketball school already. I went out for the team, JV, and they sent me, I was on JV, went out for JV. And so the varsity coach, Ike Willie, he asked me, Jim, he said, do you want to play on the varsity and sit on the bench? Or do you want to go down to JV and play? So I chose to go down to JV and play. Well, I played a few games down there, and I was scoring so much by halftime, the coach never put me back in the game in the second half. And I said, well, this is, to me, is wrong. Let me go up here. And I went and told the coach what I would like to do. He said, I thought it was. I saved you a uniform. Reached in the closet and got the same old wrinkled uniform and gave it to me. So from then on, I was on the varsity. During that time, well, we were undefeated until we played Wilt in the championship game. And we used to scrimmage against Guy Rogers and the other guard. That was a great year for Guy Rogers. He won the scoring crown. He averaged 30 points a game. That year, we played Overbrook in the championship. It was so oppressive because of Wilt. They beat us. I was a little shocked when I found out, and how did I find this out on the bus? I said it was trolley cars at that time. That's how long ago it was. Going to school, and on the school going down Lehigh Avenue on the way to Northeast there was a lot of kids who went to Gratz and went to Roman, the Catholic school. You get off of Broad Street. So they started telling me, and they got the paper and gave it to me, you were all public. I said, whoa, what is that? And all public is some of the top players in the area. The next year, which was our senior year then, we had a very good team. West Philly, well, we didn't have Wilt that year. Our first round game was against West Philadelphia. All they had was Chink Scott, 6'10", and they beat us. And it's amazing, but our team was better all rounded, and my scoring went down. But it was still, at the 20-point a game level. But I didn't care. We were undefeated, so, I don't worry about no points. The only person out-pointed me, as they say, in votes was Wilt Chamberlain, the greatest ever. And I always say that to people, too. The greatest ever, I don't care what they say. Give me first pick in the school. I want Wilt. You got the next 3 picks. It's okay. Yeah, they told me one time I scored something like 90-something in there or something. In one game. Yeah, one game. Didn't dunk a ball and didn't hit a 3-point shot. But the team gave me every shot that they happened to be going in that night. Well, a lot of people didn't realize this because I was known as a scorer. I could take a team and run a team. And that's what I enjoyed doing it. I didn't have to score to be successful. Nothing I like better than taking a team that's equal or less equal than somebody else's team and beat them. Make everybody on your team better. That's what I was about. I don't worry about scoring. I had a great experience with the Warriors, the old Philadelphia Warriors, before they sold them to Golden State. And my experience on it was they got me a sit down with the owner. The owner was Eddie Gottlieb. He was one of the original NBA guys. They had quotas for how many blacks was going to be on a team. Well, the Warriors already had Guy Rogers, Andy Johnson, Woody Salisbury, and they got Wilt coming. That would have been their 4. So any way that I could have got there would have been 5. That would have been too many. And the first thing he says to me, Jim, you're kind of short there. How could you guard a guy that take you in low? I said, take me in low? How you going to take me in low when I got Wilt? I'm going to have Wilt. Nobody can take anybody in low. You got Wilt Chamberlain there. That was a time when they saw all the guards. It was like Billy Cunningham, Bill Bradley, Gold, all those 6'5" guys. They finally took them years to understand that those guys were forwards. The only time height counts to me, and I've always said this, if you can get me under the basket and you 6'2" or 3 and I'm playing you, you got me. But if you're away from the basket, you're going to give it up. You're too slow. Goodbye. Going right around you. Eddie Gottlieb, he said, well, Jim, what kind of money you think so-and-so? He's a businessman. I said, I need $40 a game. He said, oh, no, so okay. Businessman that I was. I said, I take 35. No, he's at me. He said, I don't think I can do anything anyway, Jim. And he doesn't know. I would have taken 30 because I was on 0. I think a lot of people know what 0 is in money. Yeah. I mean, I had none. That's how bad it was back there. See, a lot of people see the NBA now and they see what it has come to, but they don't realize. People like Paul Eisen, Tom Gold, Guy Rogers, all those guys up there, great players. Hey, they were making $10,000 a year. They were happy. Lucky to get that. That's the way it was.
And now?
And now they're making $10,000 a minute. It wasn't that important in my lifetime. I wasn't married then. That was before I was married. Went on a trip to England, France, the Azores, Libya. It was a great trip, except when I got back to Bermuda. When I got back to Bermuda, we landed. We were supposed to do 2 or 3 shows there in Bermuda. Hey, they had just finished building a brand new Holiday Inn. But the people told us, the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters, no, you can't stay here in Bermuda. What is that, 20 miles, 10 miles from the United States? You can't stay here. Brand new place. So we had to go out in the island and stay in people's cabins and stuff like that. And that was a hell of an experience. When I tell people that, a lot of people don't even believe. I guess they believe it now. We could not play in some of the leagues that were going on around Philadelphia. We were considered professionals. So that's the way they kept us out of their leagues. 8 people that really, players that really started the league. This is our original people. The one team from South Philly was John Chaney, the ex-Temple coach, and Sonny Lloyd, ex-South Philadelphia great. One of the other teams was Sonny Hill and Ray Chink Scott. And our third team was the late and great Hal Lear, Temple, and Jay Norman. They had a squad. And the fourth team was the late Police officer Herb Janey, great organizer in sports, basketball, and myself. We had North Philly. And that's the way we started out the Baker League. At 25th and Diamond, under the auspices of Otis Reese and Alfonso Jacobs. They worked for the Department of Recreation, but we were outside. The Baker League started in 1960. See, during that time, there was no playing inside. Once the recreation center closed for the winter, that was it. The Baker League is called the Charles Baker League because Hal Lee had an uncle working for City Hall that a couple of years later got us indoors. And that started all this indoor basketball stuff that goes on right now. We went to Bright Hope Baptist Church under the tutelage of Bill Gray. They remodeled the place. So we were in down there and started playing indoors with no air conditioning, hot, man, jammed in there. And then we lucked up and we got into McGonigal Hall, which is new and air conditioned. Woo! So from there, the league took off. The only other league around during that time better than us, bigger than us, was the NBA. There was nobody big enough. We had everybody that could play come there and play because we had people coming in from all over the country to see how we operated. New Orleans, Washington area, Chicago. The New York guys came down here and saw how we operated. And LA, that's why those cities started programs. And the rest is history now. The Baker League, if I remember correct, was the first professional summer league in America. I think if I remember correctly, at one time they thought I had the most points ever scored in Baker League again. I think it was in the 60s. And that was outdoors at 25th and Diamond. Well, to me, all these leagues that we have going now in Philadelphia with basketball are leagues that sprung up from the Baker League. Well, after the Industrial League, I was getting at the end, and so I started refereeing. I saw I wasn't making any money. That's when it was time for me to back up and do something else, because I had a young family, and I needed money. So what I started doing was referee and didn't play in the game. I refereed the first game, played the second game. So when I got finished playing, and I went straight into refereeing, and at one time had to control all our stuff in the Baker League and all our leagues that we ran. It became a social fabric of Philadelphia. That's what it became. In fact, when they had a girls program down there, I had two daughters that played. One daughter kept score, and my wife was sitting in the corner, and I gave him the title of Social Life here. Run the social life. They didn't like that, but that's what he did anyway. It was a great social life. We had some things that happened down there with the social life outside that I don't even talk about. Can't talk about.
One, just one.
No, I can't give you a nod. No, I'm not gonna do that. No.
And me running into some guys in New York, some older guys, who were saying to me, the greatest player for Philadelphia that they ever saw, besides Wilt Chamberlain, was T. Parham.
I remember a couple of guys used to tell me, T been doing that stuff for years, man. You late with that Bob Cousy with that stuff, man. T been doing that since he was a kid. That's not new. To them, to, I guess the people that watch the games, that's new to them, But doing that stuff for years, right? Well, the New York Philly series, they started at, the West Philadelphia guys started at the late Victor Harris and Blinky Brown, who ran Haggington. They were the ones that I was first familiar with and wanted me to participate in the school stuff, right? Because I was, a young guy. And Frank Washington, to get in the car with Frank Washington, took 5 of us up to New York to play at Rucker Park, what is now Rucker Park. And went up there to play. But from then on, I participated in all the age groups and whatnot. I had fun. New York, we said, had a lot of great players. And the fans are great fans. They threw stuff at us and whatnot. They were great fans. And I enjoyed it.
No one! Did you hear what I said? No one! 1934 to now. 60 years with the kids, like all go to NBA and all that. And I told them, G, They don't believe me. How many games do we lose when we play the million?
I think it was one.
See, I told you all they don't believe me. Nobody beat us. They hated us for nobody. I don't care what your name. Go up, anybody who beat their honey pot. Any dimension hall, in the arena, anywhere we played them.
I think one game up there was against a team that had some of the greatest ever come out of New York. Was it Connie Hawkins, Jackie Jackson, who I consider the greatest jumper of them all, and Sat Sanders. We had some great players, no doubt. We had Tom Hoover. We had George Raveling. We had Hubie White. We had Wally Jones. We had Walt Hazzard. Anyway, these guys are dunking. Hubie them put on a good show. And then we hear all this screaming and hollering. Oh, God, what's going on? It's Jackie Jackson. Jackie comes in and starts looking at me like he's jumping off the 10th floor dunking. And our whole team stopped and started watching. So I said, guys, come on, we got a game here. Let's go. I went to drive in there, and Sats knocked my shot. I thought up to all the way up to the 19th floor of the project. They laughed. New York people had great fun laughing. But I think I hit those guys up for like 50. Yeah, we beat them. I remember losing games in New York.
Well, I played against T. Parham. T. Parham was the greatest. I mean, he was
Jump shot over gunshots, representing Harlem.
Playground.
In the orange.
In other words,
13U in the sky.
in Philadelphia,
Up next.
he was all world. Okay, because of the fact that he had the set shot, the rocking motion when he dribbled backwards and forwards, and then the set shot. And what happened was that in 1956, I saw him play, and New York versus Philadelphia, and Philadelphia was behind.
So at the end of the game, it was a close game, 1 or 2 points, so they stayed back.
And he came down 4 times, shot a set shot, made it, put Philadelphia ahead.
It's too late for them to recover. Too late to catch on that the guy's on. You better get out on him. Too late then.
The place went crazy. Now remember now, you're in New York, but New York appreciate good basketball. And no matter who you are,
For fun, just remember that.
if you can play, you can play.
And by the way, they voted me the MVP of that game for some reason. Yeah, voted me the MVP. And that was the last game I remember that I really participated in.